Good day. These are the sample questions for the fourth topic under aquaculture. Brackishwater aquaculture. 1. The total territorial water is blank square kilometer. A. 2,200,000 square kilometers. B. 2,231,000 square kilometers. C. 2,430,000 square kilometers. D. 2,193,000 square kilometers. The answer is a 2,200,000 square kilometers. The total territorial water area, including exclusive economic zone, is 2,200,000 square kilometers. It is the sum of coastal and oceanic area, 266,000 square kilometers and 1,934,000 square kilometers respectively. 2. Brackish water salinity ranges from blank ppt. A. Less than 0.5 ppt. B. 0.5 to 30 ppt. C. 30 to 50 ppt. D. 15 to 45 ppt. The answer is B. 0.5 to 30 ppt. Brackish water is a body of water that has more salinity than fresh water, but not as much seawater. In estuaries, it results from mixing of seawater with fresh water. 3. Milkfish fingerlings with an average size of 2 to 10 centimeters is called A. Garungan. B. Kawag. C. Gudak. D. Garangan. The answer is a garungan. Large-size milkfish fingerlings with an average length of 2 to 10 centimeters and body weight ranging from 30 to 50 grams, which is sized reached at about 4 to 5 months after hatching. This is the recommended minimum size for stocking in fish cage. For live prey that being fed to milkfish fry: A. Chlorella. B. Rotifers. C. Cyanobacteria. D. Lab. The answer is B. Rotifers. Small live prey such as the rotifer, Bracchianus plicotilus, Harpacticoid copepod, Cybintra, and brine shrimp, Artemia, have been successfully used as feed for rearing milkfish larvae and fry Bracchianus, a genus of tiny aquatic animals known as rotifers, popularly known use as a live feed for larvae in fish and in shrimp hatcheries. 5. In 1931, the first oyster culture using Crassostrea iridalii, or slipper-shaped oyster, is established in blank. A. Bacoor, Cavita. B. Devo. C. Cagayan. D. Hinigeran, Negros. The answer is D. Hinigeran, Negros. In 1931, the first oyster culture in Hinigeran, Negros Occidental using Crassostrea iridalii, or slipper-shaped oyster, was established. 6 oysters belong to phylum Mollusca under class blank. A. Gastropods. B. Cephalopods. C. Bivalvia. D. Chitons. The answer is C. Bivalvia. Oyster belongs to phylum Mollusca under class Bivalvia. They are found in brackish water and salty areas with presence of natural food such as plankton, organic matters, and detritus. Oyster shells are made up of calcium carbonate, either calcite or aragonite, and conchyolin. 7. Sigonids are also called A. Milkfish. B. Carp. C. Parrotfish. D. Rabbitfish. The answer is D. Rabbitfish. Cygonids are also known as rabbitfish because of its peaceful temperament, rounded blunt snout and rabbit-like appearance of jaws. They are marine fish locally known as malaga in Ilocano, samral in Tagalog, danggit and kinang in Visayan, mublad and turis in Baikal, Baranjan in Pangasinan and kidang or kidang in Mindanao. 8. In sandfish culture, settlement plates are added to tank as substrate at what stage of the larvae? A. Gastrula. B. Early auricularia. C. Doliolaria. D. Late auricularia. The answer is C. Doliolaria. When 50% of the larvae has turned into doliolaria, settlement plates made out of corrugated plastic roofing are added to tank as substrate for the larvae. Procedures in adding settlement plates. First, dissolve spirulina sp powder in small amount of water to make a thick paste. Secondly, paint the plates evenly with spirulina paste. Thirdly, keep brushing the paste into the plate until completely dry. Fourthly, drop the plates into the larval rearing tanks. And lastly, water change the tank until water clears. 9. Milkfish fingerlings with an average size of 20 to 25 millimeters. A. Kawag. B. Hatarin. C. Gadampalit. D. Garungan. The answer is B. Hatarin. Hatarin is an early fingerling stage of milkfish at about 6 to 7 weeks after hatching that has an average length of 20 to 25 millimeters and an average body weight of about 1 gram. They are already fully pigmented. 10. Adult milkfish with a size of 50 to 150 centimeters is called A. Garungan. B. Bangus. C. Sabalo. D. Gadampalit. The answer is C. Sabalo. Adult milkfish is also known as sabalo or milkfish breeders. In the wild, they range from 6 to 1 kilogram. It is also known as awa in Visayan-speaking regions. Sabalo has an average length 50 to 150 centimeters. Adult milkfish attain sexual maturity in 4 to 5 years. Male sabalo are usually smaller in size than females. Male sabalo moves faster, while ripe females are comparatively sluggish. 11. It is the greatest threat in Peneus monodon. A. Fungus. B. Bacteria. C. Virus. D. A parasite. The answer is C. Virus. The greatest threat in the culture of Peneus monodon and other shrimp species is disease, particularly the virulent untreatable viruses such as infectious hypodermal and hematopoietic necrosis virus, IHHNV, Tora syndrome virus, TSV, yellow head virus, YHV, and white spot syndrome virus, WSSV. 12. It is a species that is easy to culture in cages or in brackish water ponds as they are hardy and the seed stock can be easily sourced from the hatchery. A. Milkfish. B. Sea bass. C. Tilapia. D. None of the above. The answer is B. Sea bass. Sea bass is a species that is easy to culture in cages or in brackish water ponds. They are hardy, and the seed stock can be easily sourced from the hatchery. Moreover, their survival in the 30 to 45-day nursery phase can be as high as 96%. 13 giant trevally, Carencignobilis, is also called blank as its popular local name. At Malaputo B. Opahap C. Tambakal D. Sabalo. The answer is a Malaputo. Carencignobilis is the most popular high-value indigenous migratory fish in Lake Taal. It is known by several local names, most notably the popular Malaputo in Taal Lake in Calabarzon, Region 4A. It is also known as Sumanga in central Luzon, Region 3, Mamsa in western Visayas, Region 6, and central Visayas, Region 7, Sibad and Caraga, Region 13, and Talakatok in other regions. 14. It is a high-value finfish, commonly mistaken to be sapsap, slipmouth fish, because of its silver color and rounded body shape. A. Rabbitfish. B. Sea bass. C. Nile tilapia. D. Silver pompano. The answer is D. Silver pompano. Silver pompano, Trachinotis blokii, or snub-nosed pompano, is a high-value finfish, commonly mistaken to be sapsap, slipmouth fish, due to its silver color and rounded body shape. 15. It is dubbed as the seafood capital of the Philippines. A. Batangas. B. Mindoro. C. Capiz. D. General Santos. The answer is C. Capiz. The province of Capiz has been conferred the seafood capital of the Philippines because of the variety of fish that is being cultured in commercial quantity within the province, such as shrimp, mud crab, grouper, milkfish, snapper, sea bass, and tilapia. Even the minuscule adgies, a shellfish suitable as live whole feed for shrimp and mud crab, are gathered and restocked in muddy substrates until harvestable and sold on a per ganta basis. 16. Top seaweed producer in the Philippines. At Davao Region. B. Calabarzon. C. ARMM. Baikal Region. The answer is C. ARMM. Autonomous Region of Muslim Mindanao, or ARMM, is the top seaweed producer in the Philippines with a total seaweed production of 4,024,238.09 metric tons in 2019. 17. It is a seaweed species preferred for agar production. A. Caulerpa. B. Gracilaria. C. Euchuma. D. Capaficus alvarezii. The answer is B. Gracilaria. The Gracilaria species are a major source of food-grade agar. It is a genus of red algae, Rhodophyta, and they are basically harvested from the wold stalks. 18. It is the rising crustacean in aquaculture. A. Prawn. B. Abalone. C. Shrimp. D. The mud crab. The answer is D. Mud crab. Philippines remains one of the top exporters for mud crabs in the Southeast Asian region apart from Indonesia, Thailand, and Vietnam. In 2018, it is estimated that over 18,100 tons of mud crabs have been exported from the Philippines to the global market all over the world. 19. It is a mud crab species locally named as bulik. At Scylla tranquibarica. B. Scylla serrata. C. Scylla olivacea. D. Scylla paramimosane. The answer is B. Scylla serrata. Scylla serrata is known as bulic in its local name. It is considered as the biggest and fastest growing mud crab in the Philippines. This species is greenish with white polygonal markings on the swimming and walking legs, callipeds, carapace, and with orange claws. 20. It is a mud crab species known as the native alimango in the Philippines. A. Scylla tranquibarica. B. Scylla serrata. C. Scylla olivacea. D. Scylla paramimosane. The answer is Scylla olivacea. Scylla olivacea is locally named as puluhan or native alimango, which has deep green to grayish color of the carapace, sooty brown callipeds, swimming and walking legs.